Welcome to Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You, where everybody is somebody. And we all have a story to tell. We all have good things about ourselves, good accomplishments. And this program is about sharing the goodness that came out of Marble Hill, out of the Bronx, because we are Bronx strong. We are Marble Hill 225 Neighborhood and You. I'm your host, Joyce Taylor, and I will be hosting this show with a very great guest of mine and somebody that you're all familiar with. He's been on this show several times. You've seen him in the streets and everything. So welcome, Tom Lockhart. Hey, Tom. Welcome. How you doing?
How is it? How's everything?
Everything is good. Everything is good. How you doing?
Right.
Good to see you.
I'm good. Thanks for having me again.
Okay.
Always a pleasure.
That's what I'm going to say. Always a pleasure having you on. And today's topic, because, you know, a lot of times people are looking about, you know, what's going on in Marble Hill. We've done a lot of stuff there. You have as well. Yes?
That's
you miss us a little bit?
Absolutely. I remember all we've done together in Marble Hill, the reunions, etc., the attempts at getting the community involved in things, doing stuff for the elderly. I remember those things very well.
Okay. And one great thing about Tom and about yourself, Tom, you're always moving and doing things positive. So today, the topic is about the BBHOF, the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. So give us a little introduction about that, how and who got it started. You know, start us off with that.
Okay. This is the brainchild of Derek Dowd. Derek Dowd is out of the Patterson houses in the South Bronx. Actually lived in the same building as Bubba Dukes and Nate Archibald, which is incredible. I mean, this neighborhood has so many great players. I mean, you could just bump somebody in the shoulder and become a star, because there was really so many fantastic players. And Derek grew up there, went to Taft High School, earned a scholarship to Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky, played there, stayed for a while and taught school, and then finally came back to the Bronx to get involved in community work, etc. But this is Derek's idea, and basically came to fruition I think in the first week of November of last year. And so we've been involved for about 6 months now, and have grown incredibly over Facebook in a very short time.
Okay. So you said Derek is the brainchild of this, and that's wonderful, you know. And so how did he get you involved? How did y'all get together? You know, when did he pull you in?
As he was choosing board members, for example, people who could contribute various skills and things, he recruited a friend of mine, Rick Sobers. Rick Sobers went to DeWitt Clinton as well, from the Bronx, and spent 13 years, I believe, or 14, playing in the NBA. So Rick told Derek that I might be able to have the skills and the mindset to help the organization to grow and get off the ground. And Derek got in touch with me and offered me the chance to become communications officer, which is my basic expertise, 30 years in the business. And so I gladly accepted, and I've been busy for about 6 months now, trying to handle the communications aspects, and Derek throws ideas at me, and we converse a lot. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful, incredible, fabulous experience till now.
They couldn't have gotten a better guy, because I worked with you on the Marble Hill committee, and being a communication, and I say expert, you do a fabulous job, and you're great at it, you know.
Well, I thank you, Joyce.
You got a wonderful guy to do that. Yes, yes, indeed.
Thank you.
And with that with communication and with social media, you're on Facebook and you increased
Mhm.
in membership. Tell us
Mhm.
about your growth in Facebook and membership. How's that going?
Okay, well, we started, as I said, Derek put this together and really basically began. I'm saying the 3rd of November, something like that. But I'm not too sure. So, 6 months, we've grown incredibly. There are 3,000 members in 6 months. I think that's fantastic. We're getting an average of about, 12 members a day. It's starting to grow exponentially now, and people are hearing about it, inviting their friends, and the Bronx. I'm seeing that the Bronx is everywhere. The Bronx is all over the country. The Bronx is overseas. We've got members in about 12 different countries, and not only people from the Bronx, but also people from foreigners. I got Italians and Germans
Yeah,
and Swedes
right.
and all these people, because the Bronx exudes basketball. It is
Okay.
basketball. I mean,
Yes.
Harlem, of course, too, but the Bronx is very unique, and because it's just expansive. I mean, there's the Italian players, the Irish players, the Jewish players, the everybody, the Latino players, the
Yes.
black
Yes.
players, and expands over the Bronx, and all these people are finally coming together in one place. Although basketball has always been like that, it's been kind of a demilitarized zone for everybody.
Uh huh.
But in this way, people are able to talk with each other, exchange ideas, talk
Right.
about past games, and all kinds of different. It's been fabulous. I have been on an incredible ride for the past 6 months, and I don't want to go to sleep.
You need to take me on that ride too, like it's a roller coaster ride. And I agree with you. The Bronx is very potent, and I've always been proud to say that I live in the Bronx. And I would always say
Exactly.
it's the best borough because it's the only borough with the word "the" in front of it. You know, we have
That's
to be
right.
announced.
That's
The
right.
Bronx.
That's right. That's
It's the
right.
only borough with the word "the,"
I
and
like that too.
it's the only borough attached to the mainland. But
That's right.
there's a lot
Hmm.
of goodness
Hmm.
coming out of the
Oh man,
Bronx, and it's
wonderful.
flowing like a land flowing of milk and honey. Bronx is very potent. And one thing I heard you say that it's everywhere. It's in other countries. Because I was talking with somebody from Marble Hill, and we were saying even they have a Bronx Day in Georgia. And we were
Oh
talking, we
yeah,
said
yeah. I've
in
heard
Atlanta,
about that. I
and
heard
in a
about.
couple other states down south, because some people migrated from the Bronx who retired, or there's about 5 or 6 other states where they actually have a Bronx Day, and we're like, what?
Exactly. Oh, that's for sure. That's for
You know?
sure. It's so unique, and I've been just really in contact with people, for example, that I've heard about in the past and didn't
Mm-hmm.
play against or have the chance to play with or against. But now I'm talking with them, speaking on Messenger with these people, and
Yeah.
exchanging ideas and experiences,
Right.
and really it's a journey back through through memory lane,
Mm-hmm.
and as passionate as we all were about basketball, that makes it even more incredible, and so it's been fabulous, and I'm looking forward to to develop it further.
Okay. So now this Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame, you're really to make it into like I don't want to say museum, but you're looking for it to
Mhm.
be a place. Exactly.
Well, yeah, this that's the idea. At the moment, it exists virtually, of course,
Okay.
on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on the website, developing it, almost ready.
Right.
We Derek has gotten the T-shirts and the things we will sell online to help us, finance our goals.
Right.
He's gotten that together, and recently we have Nate Tiny Archibald. I mean, the first name on the NBA, All Star list of all time. I
All
mean, one of
right.
the greatest players of all time is
Yes.
from the Bronx,
Yes, he
and
is.
he's joined us. He's on board now
Mm-hmm.
to help us make this a real thing. And
That's
the thing we're trying to do, we talked with some institutions, some Bronx, major institutions of higher learning, to be able to house the Bronx, Basketball Hall of Fame as well,
Okay.
and then therefore in touch with high schools and others and people themselves also for to gather the trophies and the plaques that we need to fill an
Right.
actual physical location
Okay.
and the help to do it. So it's a hell of a task, but I mean, I think Derek, I know is pumped up so much for this, and we keep pumping
Yeah,
each other up,
that's
and the
good.
guys on the board,
That's good.
everybody's really pumped up to see this become real.
All
So
right.
yes.
That's good. Well, iron sharpens iron, and it's good that y'all are all pumped up and y'all
Hmm.
see his vision and what
Hmm.
Derek is really set it out to be, and y'all are on
Exactly.
board with it, and that's a
Hmm.
good thing. That's part of a good foundation, and another
Absolutely.
good foundational piece that you have for the organization, I
Hmm.
understand, is that your nonprofit status, so that can help benefit you as well.
Exactly.
With sponsorships and other things that you can talk
Exactly.
about, briefly,
Yes.
and to let people know that you have nonprofit status, a
Yes. That's
nonprofit
that.
organization.
That's a very good point, Joyce. This is a few weeks old now that we do have a nonprofit status, and this allows supporters, sponsors, private people to make purchases of T-shirts and caps and
Right,
things like that, and write it off.
right.
These are also tax write-offs, as
Yes.
well as donations and sponsorship from companies and things like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So this is all tax deductible, and
Right,
so we're looking forward to to getting that message really out. Of course, we've
right.
mentioned it, but
Yes.
really out to approach sponsors, etc.
Right,
And I'm sure that when they realize the extent of the enthusiasm of Bronx basketball, and we're talking about Bronx basketball for the last 100 years. So
wow.
not just recently. So we've got on our Facebook page, we have highlighted people from the 1920s, 1930s.
Wow.
DeWitt Clinton seems to have be in the far in the forerun,
Yeah, yeah.
running for great players, even back in the 20s and 30s. Uh,
I,
uh,
I'm
uh,
excited to see this come about because,
mhm.
now as we're talking and watching the NBA, and I play ball, and a basketball
Right.
enthusiast, and love it. And
We have the same alma mater. That's
yes,
right.
we do.
Manhattan College. That's
Manhattan
right.
College, exactly.
Right.
And I enjoy when they show players of now, but they show clips of them back in high school, even junior high school.
Right.
And I enjoy seeing how far back basketball has been into existence. And I
Oh,
think
right.
they even said
That's
something
right.
like 75 years, or when they were showing some of the
That's right.
players,
That's
they
right.
went back further than I might, Jerry West and
Oh,
this player.
Joyce, Joyce,
51 years and 70
Joyce,
some years.
you haven't
I have
seen
no idea.
anything. You
Yeah.
haven't seen anything. Did you know
Okay.
that there was a professional basketball team in the Bronx?
No.
In the 1930s, it was a pro
Wow.
basketball team. I believe it was in the a league called the ABL. They had a pro basketball team in the Bronx.
Okay.
That's right.
What?
And so that's what we're talking about. We're going way back. We're going back to when before when they were wearing knee pads.
Okay.
You know?
And they were using really a bucket for the basket.
No, no, not that far. We
Not
ain't
that
going
far?
that far.
Okay.
We have to keep it recognizable somehow. So
Okay.
we not to the peach
Hmm.
basket days. No,
All
no.
right. Okay. So upon that, I'm sure there's going to be some community involvement, as y'all are
Hmm.
putting this thing together,
Hmm.
getting the message out there, getting more notoriety, because
Hmm.
I'm sure other people will see it, not really want to get involved, but want to know, what more activities are going to be involved with it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, this is a give and take situation. We are really adamant, especially the board members. They are so adamant about giving back to the communities that they came from. And especially in these times. These times are incredible in the Bronx. Our Bronx is in trouble. Our Bronx is in need of activities and projects to to kind of turn the tide of some of the things that are going on, the violence, etc. And so things are needed badly, and the Bronx
Hmm.
Basketball Hall of Fame is dedicated to trying to change some of these things around. We are hoping to make connections, for example, with the Earl Monroe School of Basketball, which is
Right. Yeah.
established in the Bronx now,
Right.
and
Isn't he over there on Monroe House School or somewhere in that
I'm
area?
not sure of the location. I did know it, but
Right.
it is definitely in the Bronx.
Yes.
And his connection, for example, with guys like Nate Archibald and many of the other stars, to create activities, summer
Yes.
camps out of the city, international travel for select players, for example, taking them over
Okay.
because I'm overseas, etc., to set up things,
Right.
as rewards for excellence in education,
Mm-hmm.
things like that, to make sure that this illiteracy situation is dealt with. Also, the yeah, just the health and nutrition is a problem
Yeah.
also
Okay.
in
That too.
some areas of the Bronx, and so many things. And but we hope to make an impact on some of those things, and concentrate on our expertise through basketball, and try to make an impact on the community, a positive impact on the community in those
That's
ways.
Yeah, that's good because I like the health and nutrition because it is a discipline. And
Absolutely.
discipline and practice, meaning your
Hmm.
practice, doing what you have to do in practice, keeping your grades up.
Hmm.
um when I went to high school, even more so, you couldn't play on a team, you couldn't play that game, if your grades weren't right. And that first report
Exactly.
card, you had to bring that report card to your coach,
Exactly.
and they had to check it. And if not, you got benched one game, 2 games, and
Hmm.
it was like, no, I want to play.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So
And you did what you had to do. You ate,
that's right.
properly. So, all of
That's
that
right.
brings about a discipline with young
No
people.
question. No question. Basketball is such a motivator. I mean, it's something that can really take you and overwhelm you. It's something that can straighten you out if you cook
Yeah,
it,
it can.
and heal you,
Right,
and take you on fantastic, incredible journeys. And if given the chance. And
right,
it's helped so many of us. And those are the people that come to the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame on Facebook at the moment. And
right.
those are the people that are ready to support us because
Okay.
they've experienced it. They've been involved, playing on the playgrounds, playing in the gyms
Yes.
of New York. It all started there. And, got the chance to go to play on a high school team, got the chance to play in college. And some became professionals and went overseas, or the NBA and things like that. And they're all from the Bronx. That's what fascinates me. All this began in the Bronx, and
Woo woo. B
I
for
hear
the
you.
Bronx and basketball. Well, you did mention before about Tiny Nate Archibald, and as being one of the examples of players who will be inducted into a Hall of Fame. So I'm talking, with foresight, future
Hmm.
listing. If that's going to be, then there will be some type of ceremony. You think down the road?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is what we're planning. As we are 6 months old, regardless of that, the visions and the plans and the projects that we are setting up, we've been so excited about these things that they're basically ready to be implemented.
Okay.
There is a class of induction class of 2021 that
Wow.
still needs to be addressed, and we are looking at some possibilities and locations for that. DeWitt Clinton would be the ideal place to do it, just because of their reputation and the amount of players that they've had, as well as others in the future, and perhaps doing these induction ceremonies at different institutions, etc. But yes, we plan to do this. We want to keep this going, and we are planning it, but we're just starting, and don't know when it can happen. It's gonna take the people out there, our supporters
Right.
and members, to help us get there,
Right.
and an exponential growth in interest, which your show, your right here, Marble Hill 225, is helping us to do, to get the
Right,
word out Bronx wide,
right,
and
right.
to be able to air it and put it on our Facebook page, etc., the web, to get interest, more and more interest. And I think when people realize, because Bronx is incredible, and basketball wise as
The
well. You
Bronx,
will.
yeah, they're
It's
resilient. We're very, like I said, we're potent. There's a lot here. People have a lot of talent. They come together when needed,
exactly,
and people of all walks and talks, make up the Bronx.
exactly,
It's a fabulous
exactly,
borough,
exactly.
and
We have a one of our alma mater folks also is Billy Campion, who's All American in Manhattan College, and he's been helping out a lot with this situation too. So I need to mention him and all he's been doing, and so many other people. Tom McLaughlin from the Woodlawn area of the Bronx had an incredible career and an incredible business career. And there's so many people. I could sit here and take another show just to run the names
just to
off.
run the names. Like you
I,
said, you don't want to hurt anybody by not mentioning their name, but there's
yeah,
so many names, like they
I
say.
can't go
Yeah,
for it. Maybe we could do a show where I just go through names.
we can do that.
Nothing.
We can do that.
Okay.
Well, we need an hour, half hour.
We would need several shows, maybe.
Hmm.
So.
Now I'm gonna take it a little step to the left or to the right, okay?
Mhm.
Because in my day and era and time, there were very few female girls out there playing basketball. Matter of fact, we had to get in on the boys' games.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
remember I still have my first basketball when I got it
Oh,
at age
oh wow.
13. Yeah.
Really? All right.
Yeah. Going to St. John's School, they had a
Okay.
candy drive. And back in the day, you play with whoever's ball was there in the court.
That's
But
right.
with girls, if we didn't have our ball, we couldn't play. So the
Oh
candy
wow.
drive, those chocolates, if you sold 12, you got this. If you sold 24, you got this. If you sold 32, you got a basketball. If you
Hmm.
sold 48, I stopped at 32 because I wanted that basketball. And
Okay.
at the end of the candy sales, and they called it over the loudspeaker, and we had to come down and get our prize. And I got that basketball. I was like, yay!
I hear you. I hear
And
you.
I used to go out there to courts, yeah, with my own basketball and play. And a couple of the guys, they got mad because after the game, I would take my ball and bring it upstairs,
And
yeah,
go home. That's
and
right.
go
Joyce
home.
wasn't playing around. I know.
And I'm not going to mention his name, but you know him. And he taunted me. And
Uh-oh.
him and two other guys were walking behind me, and it was like, yeah, why don't you go on home upstairs and bake some cookies or watch the soap operas?
I know.
Because I was out there playing ball and I was doing a good job. But I thank y'all because
Hmm.
you and guys in your era and
Hmm.
then y'all were my
Hmm.
role models in playing because I watched y'all in the courts and I used to try to
Right.
jump and I couldn't dunk it, but I watched
Hmm.
y'all play and y'all were
Right.
amazing.
Right. Right. Well,
And
you became quite a player, Joyce. You and was always proud of you as
mm-hmm,
far as that, and kind of amazed. In my day back there weren't many ladies, like you said, playing
right.
ball, and I
Mm-hmm,
was always kind of amazed at your love and enthusiasm for basketball.
right.
It shocked me because I wasn't used to it. I could
Right,
never
right,
talk. I was never able to talk to a lady about basketball
right,
till much later in life. But with you
right.
was different. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for that too. And honestly, we
We
have
need a
made
chapter
contact.
of that in this. We
Yeah,
need a
yeah,
chapter for the women, and that's where I'm going. Maybe
yes.
futuristically, if they have, something there for the women who
Oh,
played, and
absolutely,
and I'm sure now within the last 10, 30 years, there's a lot more female um, basketball enthusiasts in Marble Hill and in the Bronx.
absolutely. Oh,
Right.
some great female players have come from the Bronx,
Because when I
and
came out of high school, there wasn't
mhm,
that WNBA. When I came out of college, it wasn't there, but it's there now.
absolutely not. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, there are some great basketball players who have come out of the Bronx who have played in the WNBA and things like that. They do exist on our
Hmm.
Facebook page,
Okay,
and
good.
but honestly, we do need to make more of an effort. I personally have reached out as communications officer to some of them to try and help us make sure that, more women are being mentioned, but we don't have that information. And so we need more women to sort of be a part of us. Sandy Ortiz, I don't know if you remember her back in the day. She was a student at Bronx High School of Science, created the first women's basketball team there, played at City College, became a referee after the game because there was no WNBA at the moment. And eventually got so good at being an official that she tried out for refereeing with the NBA.
Okay.
And eventually they refused her, but not on the grounds of performance, but on the grounds of her basically being a woman. And they proved that in court, and she was able to sue the NBA for $7.5 million.
Wow.
So she's a pioneer, an incredible pioneer, and she is in the first class of the NBA Hall of Fame because of it.
Okay. Well, got to wrap up this episode, Tom, and thanks to Derek for this vision and getting this started. And, just in a brief few seconds, where do you already told us about some accomplishments, but just give a recap on, Derek's visionary and you and the whole group, what stage and where you are now.
Right. Well, I know that Derek wants to really take this to the max. I mean, he's just been so phenomenal at the things he's done, the vision, and it's up to the rest of us and him, of course, to fulfill it. And I know that he's working incredibly. I see him sometimes on Messenger. I know he's up like 6:30 in the morning and not in bed till really late. And I know what he's doing.
Okay.
And he's working on this, and he's so enthusiastic and taking over. But it's just a lot of love for him and his mentors. Some great basketball players in the Patterson houses. The basketball court there they've called Patterson Square Garden. I love that.
Okay. Yes.
I just love that, and that's the playground there that they all basically honed their skills and went up against each other. His brothers, he's got two brothers who are also fantastic ball players. So three brothers that made an impact on their neighborhood basketball-wise. And they are very well loved. Derek is, I'm thankful to him for having me on this. It's given me a renewed sense of love for the game and for basketball.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. So thank you, Tom, for being on this show and this episode. And we're going to have more, of you on to keep updated with the Bronx Basketball Hall of Fame. And I just want to say to our viewers out there in Marble Hill and in the Bronx, stay Bronx strong. And even if you have an accomplishment, you can write, email me, and call me and share your accomplishments with the Bronx. Till we see you again, until you see us again, take care and stay strong. Bronx strong.
Joyce.
God bless
you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you,
Derek. Thank you so much. All right.